Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Where Is This Going? Very excited for the episode ahead of you today. We have my very good friend and very talented comedian and artist, Ben Bradshaw, on the episode today. Ben has been through a lot, as it would show. You'll see. He's battled cancer. We didn't talk too much about it. Not that it was an afterthought or that we avoided it. It much more was an afterthought, now that I say it. But beyond the cancer, he's more than cancer. Ben is a very talented illustrator. You'll see some of his drawings on the show. He also has drawn our new cover art. He is now responsible for my face of the podcast, which we thank you so much for, Ben. If you want to give Ben a follow, please do. Follow him at the Brad Benshaw, and go ahead, see him perform live. He's performing all over Grand Rapids all the time, all over Michigan, as we do. But go ahead, give him a follow so you can see where he's performing next. Hope you guys enjoy the show, and thank you. Okay. This episode of Where Is This Going is brought to you by Off the Grid, house of the vintage and handcrafted and created in secret. Off the Grid is located at 2863 West Shore Drive, apartment 114 here in Holland, Michigan. And Off the Grid has everything you need to get exactly that, off the grid. Before you go away for the weekend, make sure you get hooked up with a fresh drip, with a new glass piece. They are a curated vintage apparel shop mixed with a premium glass shop, and just here to curate a vibe for you to get off the grid. Barber coming soon. They are, like I said, located at 2863 West Shore Drive, apartment 114, open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Check them out. Tell them we sent you, and you will get 10% off of any glass or merchandise purchase. Just mention Where Is This Going, and say what up to Alex and Bruce. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Where Is This Going, a podcast about artists you may not know yet, but hopefully will soon grow to appreciate at the very least. Today in the studio, we have a very hilarious and talented artist, Mr. Ben Bradshaw. Thank you so much for joining us, Ben.
Hey, thanks for having me, buddy.
Of course, really appreciate you making it out. This is take two.
Take two, yeah.
We did try again. This new studio setup has everybody flustered and backwards, but we're doing it. We're making it happen.
Yeah, man. I gotta say, of all the people's episodes that could have been lost, you had to lose the guys with cancer.
Yeah, it was. You should note that your cancer actually infected our hardware.
Oh, dude. So, I feel special, actually.
Yeah. So once the video footage was uploaded, it was completely, we'll say, I don't know.
It needed chemo, everybody.
Full of radiation. It was full of radiation, we'll say. No, a lot of genetic defects in that video recording. No, we tried to record an episode a couple of weeks ago, and it just completely, everything was ruined for some reason. None of the audio was
Stage 5
intelligible. Yeah, it was a Stage 5 podcast. There was no bringing it back. So we hung the do not resuscitate on it, and then called Ben back for another episode.
Yeah.
Quick before we go, got to go out to a show tonight, and you're probably hopping on over at Make It Spicy, I'd assume.
Yeah, either that or jerking off eventually. But
well, yeah, I mean that's how every night ends. It's either Make It Spicy.
Well, it's been cold, honestly, dude. I mean, it doesn't. I don't really care how this starts, but I haven't jerked off in a few days just because my hands have just been so cold. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
I guess it's an odd deterrent.
Yeah, but anyway,
you live. You're not
on your podcast.
Yeah,
dude.
Of course, man. You're not homeless, right? You do have heat.
Yeah, we do. I don't think it gets up to my. Either way, even.
I don't think the heat gets up to my room. I could go hang out by the vent and then masturbate, but I think my roommates would much rather not. I'm sure.
I definitely. There's 4 of us that live upstairs, so probably best call.
Right. Yeah, I think it's probably the best call to make it communal. If you want to like your roommates, you're going to have to masturbate with them.
Communal masturbation, everybody. You heard it here first on Where's This Going, hosted by Hunter Miles.
I don't think it's a new term, but I think it's something that needs to be brought back, maybe.
Yeah, there's 7 of us and 3 cats. So
they're not all men, though, are they?
No, there's 3 girls.
So yeah, that I guess all 4 upstairs, are those all men or some female as well?
2 female.
All right, so yeah, with half, it would be a half and half communal masturbation.
Yeah.
which I think actually would bring the moral of the house up and together.
Probably. I mean, like, I don't work, but they do. I mean, that's probably good for everybody, realistically. They still have work and school.
Exactly.
I'm just doing comedy. Like,
yeah, you're just... I basically masturbate on stage every night.
Yeah, dude.
But if we can do it as a group together, maybe this house will become happier.
I think so. I think this is a great start.
I think we really broke through here. We can call it a wrap right now if you want. I think we both just got
so you
worked
can follow
through
me on Instagram at the Brad Benshaw.
Actually, yeah, do that. Follow that. Follow Ben on Instagram at the Brad Benshaw. You've just been talking about making the move from Facebook and Instagram to almost exclusively Instagram when it comes to your art stuff.
Yeah, I want to. Really, it's mainly just try like grab a few more followers.
Right on.
Know? But
work on the ratio.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely like content that I post on IG that's more so like IG specific. Like, there's definitely artwork that's on Instagram that I haven't shared on Facebook ever.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy stuff on Instagram that I only do on Instagram just because. Also, too, like, I don't want my mother
The
to
content,
see
yeah, of course.
everything, but also too, like, I mean, just in regards to like algorithms and. I mean, as you know, I mean, like, it's just, I think a stronger IG is just better than Facebook
I mean, more people are going to gravitate to your Instagram. I'm not going
to do a show and say, hey, add me on Facebook.
Right. We're past that. I mean, if you have like that dang water heater just turned on.
Yeah, the studio / mudroom is
we'll see if
nice.
It gets too noisy in here. We'll have to try to take it out and post.
Rinse cycle, everybody.
Yeah, right. I'm happy there's no laundry going on right here.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys got a in-home laundry?
Yeah, ours is in the basement too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with 7 people, you got to imagine that laundry can get chaotic.
Yes.
Do you guys have a system worked out at all, or
not at all?
Not at all. It's
all.
Basically it's all up for grabs.
It's a fuck around.
Same around here. I mean, same here. We have 4 people. 2 of them like combine their laundry because they're a couple.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But also, Preston has a girlfriend who has her stuff here too sometimes. So it's a matter of 5 people's laundry, 6 if you count my son's sometimes.
Yeah.
I now know why my mom was so anal about the laundry. Like, she never wanted me touching the washing machine growing up because she was afraid I'd fuck up everything.
Oh, okay.
Which I now understand, just because there's so many fucking people's clothes that we're dealing with now.
Does your son pay rent at this house when he comes by?
No, not usually.
Okay.
I mean, I make him give whatever he can, but unfortunately, it's not that much.
That's a good father.
No, you're gonna pull your weight.
Yeah, he's gonna be on his own at some point.
You got a room, you're gonna earn it.
Yeah, dude.
We're trying to kick you out of it. Really, you're not paying anything. Someone could be.
Hey.
All right, we're gonna rent that room out.
Yeah, I was just like, get him a bunk bed, dude. You got another roommate.
Exactly, and you know what? He'd benefit from that. He's an only child. I want him to learn like how to share. I don't think it'd be good with a 25-year-old man.
No, yeah. It'd just be funny if there was like your son here. He's here like what every
other week, yeah.
So like, what if there was like his roommate was just here the whole time?
Exactly.
You know?
and then he asked me, "Hey, is Brain coming through today?" No, I just wondered. I was gonna pick up the rumor, or I was gonna let him do it since he's the one who made the mess.
He just like lets it get messy as shit for like a week and a half.
Right. Or just blames it on Braden. I was like, he wasn't even here last week.
Yeah,
all right, man, you got to clean that up.
I think this is actually a better start than our last episode, honestly.
I'm sure it is.
The lost one. Fuck it, dude. Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't even have the recording anymore. But yeah, no, and we're doing it without a producer today. As you see, there's no one in that chair. It was just me hitting record. But the beautiful Preston Locklear did set up the cameras and whatnot so that it should be just press record ready.
Nice. Shout out
Preston,
huh?
Shout out Preston. And anything we do after this will hopefully be done in post, or we'll just post it raw, dog.
Raw dog, dude.
Raw dog or nah dog. That's what my buddy Ryan Eastman used to say in college. Shout out Ryan Eastman. We'll put his Instagram handle maybe in here somewhere. Probably not. But yeah, shout out Ryan. He was my first college roommate that I didn't know, because I came into CMU. This isn't about you. Right. This isn't about you anymore. It's about me.
It's okay.
I came into CMU with my best friend Barber, who is like my best friend.
His name's
Brandon Barber.
Okay, I'm gonna say Brandon is or Barber is.
It's a weird name. It's almost a
kinda
female
gangster,
name.
though,
Oh, kind of gangster.
Kind of.
It would have been gangster if he was an actual barber. Like if he could cut hair, a white dude that could cut black people hair. That'd be lit.
He's a white guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I went to Zealand.
Yeah.
But it was me and Barb's, and we got like a random roommate. We had gotten 2 random roommates, and then somehow we bullied the first one out before we even got to the first day. It was a smoking thing. Like
okay.
we all had put down that we smoke and stuff like that, and he didn't. And somehow we all got put together, and
yeah.
then he was just like, we know that there can't be smoking and stuff. Like basically Barber did bully him into leaving our room. And I'm sure he had a better experience for it.
Bullying everybody.
Yes, bullying.
You heard
it can
here
help.
first.
It can help.
Hunter Miles is a bully.
No, I specifically said it was my friend.
Yeah,
But
gaslighting Hunter Miles.
you went to GVSU, right?
Yeah, I did. I went to GV for 3 years.
For 3 years. Did you start at GV or you went to a community college first?
Yeah, I went to community college in Traverse City.
Okay.
Right after
What's it called up there?
Northwestern Michigan College. NMC.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Not NWMC?
NMC.
Okay, cool.
Northwestern. Yeah, NMC. Michigan.
Okay.
I went there.
Yeah. No, you know. I was just
Yeah, I was
asking.
gonna say,
It
wait
didn't
a
make
second,
sense.
yeah. Well, no, I went to community college for 2 years right after high school, and then transferred to GV fall of 2017.
Now, what brought you down here? Like, were you planning on coming to GV like after graduation and then made the stop at community college?
I knew I was gonna do community college first because I didn't like really. I don't think I like wanted to like go away right away, and then also like I didn't really know where I wanted to go yet.
Right.
Honestly, I think I just knew community college was gonna be the move. Grand Valley honestly was the only college that like I kind of toured and like looked at. I just kind of heard good things about Grand Valley. I knew a lot of people from like my high school were going there and had good things to say. I'm like, this is close enough to home, and I don't know. I just got sent.
It's close and far enough away.
Yeah,
that was
2 hours. Is like it's like a nice happy medium.
Perfect, because I had the same thing. Like, because I got accepted to GV, Northern Michigan, which is 8 hours up north in Marquette.
Yeah, I heard that's dope though.
I really regret not going there.
Yeah.
But I got accepted to GV, Ferris, Central, and Northern, and I chose Central because it was far enough away with being 2 hours away, but still close enough that like I could come back on the weekends sometimes if I wanted to or needed to. And I mean, I liked that part of it, but I think if I was further away, like up in Marquette, that I would have had to rely on myself more. It would have taught me more independence.
Yeah, definitely. Not as many trips home, like home as on weekends and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Where you have to depend on your family for like monetary stuff and things like that. And I know you go back home to Traverse City a lot.
Yeah, it's just like easy. It's easy, and then also like once the weather really starts to change, I definitely won't. Like I also still like just to go up there and like fuck around and play disc golf and like you know, things like that. But yeah, typically like once like the winter hits, like I don't go up there unless it's like for holidays. And things like that. Yeah, like
Thanksgiving's your last trip up there until Christmas.
Basically.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, especially up here in Michigan, the roads aren't. They're not worth braving to see your family. I'm not going to put my life in danger to better the life of my mom for a couple hours.
Have Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's worth it. I'm kidding, Mom. I'll be home for Thanksgiving. I'll be there.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag very blessed.
Yeah.
Are you really close with your family still? You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have 2 younger sisters. We're all 3 years apart.
So your youngest one is 6 years younger than you?
Yeah, she's 18. She just started her first year of college at Columbia College, Chicago.
Oh, dang. She's smart?
She's smart. She's going for like she's out of honestly.
I don't know what Columbia means. I think it's smart.
It's kind of like actually more like an artsy school from what I gather. Like she's going for like film and shit actually.
Oh yeah, duh. I knew that. A lot of actors and writers go to Columbia and directors.
And yeah, so she's going for like film, and I forgot what her minor is, but and then my other sister Hannah, she's 21, and she goes to school in New Hampshire, Plymouth State University.
Nice. I was thinking of Southern New Hampshire University,
Gotcha.
which you could go to right here at home. SNHU
right?
is a great online school. Yeah, I just see them advertised all the time.
Oh, gotcha.
As soon as you said New Hampshire, I was like, I know one thing about New Hampshire.
Yeah, and it's this online
and
school.
this one online. It was the same thing about Phoenix, Arizona. I was like, I know University of Phoenix,
Oh,
that
yeah,
online
I've
school.
gotten a lot of those ads.
Yeah. So are all three of you went to college, which is great.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're still in the midst of it.
Yeah, but all three got accepted to college, which is cool. I was the first one in my immediate and a little extended family to go to college.
Oh, nice.
Not really, because I didn't have any example or like see people fail going to college.
Oh yeah,
which I could have learned from, but
so your son's gonna learn from you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I ever tell him the truth.
Yeah, dude. Your dad was a Chippewa.
I was a Chippewa, never graduated though.
Yeah. Fire up.
Fire up though. Still,
Yeah.
Still firing up. Dang it! Are you close with your sisters? Because my sister was 5 years older than me, so just that 3 years means you were in high school together, like when your sister was a freshman, I'm sure.
Yeah, Hannah and I, when I was a senior, she was a freshman, and I think I'm definitely close with like my youngest sister. We just get along better, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I'm close with like both of them for sure.
Right.
And we've definitely gotten a lot closer as we've gotten older too.
Yeah, that's always.
We're just like we can like relate to each other more.
Yeah.
And like that's been cool to see.
Yeah, especially after 21st birthday. Like that's when everyone can kind of get to.
Dude. I'm still.
Hey, I mean, but you have more of an angle to try to relate to her.
Yeah.
At least.
For sure.
Once life experience gets into the mix, like everyone's like childhood tendencies of just like combating. I don't know if you guys had that. Would you go at each other as kids?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like they also. I'm not even like that. I don't even ever really consider myself like a bad kid. I just like. They just like they don't think like the weed thing is cool. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's just the weed because you drink a little bit.
I drink a little bit too. I mean, like they're just more. I don't know, like just not really there.
Would you say closed-minded? You don't have to
say close-minded because like I mean like I know
but it's entering both of our minds.
It is entering both of our minds, but because I really don't think it's that they're closed-minded. I just think that it's part of like maybe like how we were raised. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Were you raised pretty conservative?
Yeah, definitely raised conservative, and also just like I mean very like what's the word I'm looking for? I mean like my mom's like a big like like Catholic lady.
Okay, so like religious?
Is that religious. But like, I mean, also, it's just funny because like my dad's number 5 of 7 kids.
Oh yeah, Catholic as well.
Yeah, and like out of all of them, like my dad was actually the perfect child. So like he's never like been drunk or high a day in his life.
You say that.
I think that's serious, dude.
All right.
I mean, like. I feel pretty confident. He's probably gotten buzzed up before, like just like had like a beer too many kind of thing,
right?
Kind of thing. But like I very much believe he's never smoked weed ever.
Oh yeah, see, sometimes that I don't doubt. How your dad a dry cleaner for real or
no?
Okay. What does your dad do for work?
He is a legal drug dealer.
Okay.
He's a
pharmacist.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I kind of understand
Big
then.
Pharma.
Yeah. He's not trying any of these street drugs because Big Pharma has him hooked.
Yeah, dude.
I get it.
Yeah, he's got Tylenol and shit.
Exactly.
No.
Your dad's got codeine. He doesn't need our weed, okay?
No, dude. Yeah, he's got that on deck.
And now that it's medicinal, your dad may just have the dank on deck too. I think your dad's got the dank on deck.
He's just got like in like his lab coat.
You said he's a legal drug dealer.
He's a legal drug dealer, viewers. Yes.
Weed is now a legal drug, so I'm saying hit up Ben's dad for the dank if you're up in the Traverse City area.
Yes, in the up north. Yeah.
In the up norths. So when you came down to GV, how long was it before you started doing stand up, or did you start stand up at up in Traverse City at Northwestern Michigan?
No,
College?
I started doing comedy during like the end of my second year at Grand Valley. It was I did my first set ever early March of 2019.
Okay.
So it was like shortly a couple months before I turned 22.
Right. Yep. And that was just like a month or so before I started.
Right. Yeah. I remember we kind of talked about this a little bit last time.
Yeah. So yeah, we're both at it just over 2.5 years.
Yeah. It's wild, dude. Doesn't feel like it to me though, honestly.
You know, sometimes it feels like longer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like I've just started still.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like, you know, people, other like comics say that, like, you know, they're like, oh, I've been doing it for like 3 years, but really 2 because of the pandemic.
Right.
Really though, like during like the times that like we were able to perform, like you and I remember like we were performing as much as we could when we had the opportunities to during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I'd say like 2.5 years. There's like little gaps in between, but like, I mean, like, fuck it, yeah, a little over 2.5 years.
Yeah, and for the first like year and a half, there was no gap for me. Like
it was just shows.
It was just I was doing an open mic at least 3 times a week. Like that was every week basically.
It's nice to be back to that.
I know.
It's really nice.
It is really nice. Except for like on my off weeks when I have my son, I only do parrots and that's about it. Like maybe a paid gig on the weekend, but that's all.
Do you try to like write more when you have your son then?
Only if I can, like when he's at school and stuff. Now with my new job, I have a lot more availability to like have alone time during the day and things like that.
Oh, okay.
Depending on where I am.
Nice.
But yeah, it's nice.
Cool.
But when it came back, like Parrots was the first mic to come back, and so. Or I believe was one of the first mics to come back because we were just doing it outside and stuff.
Yeah, aside from like River City. Wait, no,
River North. Yeah, River North. I mean, us and River North were going like if they were open, we were open because I know we were one of the first, if not the only ones open. But since then, we've also been going consistently. So I don't think there's really a reason to say that we took a break, except for what that, was like, it that March to
like June or something like
that. That like 3.5 months ish before the summer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean that, and obviously that was the longest we had taken off at all.
Yeah, I wish I was still able to like write as
consistently
much as I was during that period, because a lot of the material I think that I wrote during that time, I still like use quite a bit of it. There's definitely stuff that I wrote during that time that I should probably like go back and like maybe like try to do something with, but like I definitely I'm like, because it was just more of like, okay, yo, like 2 weeks, we're coming back in 2 weeks, let's try to write some new shit in 2 weeks, and I'm like, okay, a month, and then
have to keep writing,
and so then it's like, got like a new set to a certain degree at that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think before the pandemic, I had maybe a good 10 minutes. I had a good 10 minutes, like a solid 10 minutes. Yeah. Because that was like the same, maybe a little bit more, but I had a solid 10 for sure. Because that was like right after Funniest Person.
Yeah.
Like, right. Anyways. So from that to now, where I know I have like a solid 20.
Yeah.
Like that's 10 minutes and a little over.
Yeah.
Or like maybe less than a year. But because I was developing just more and more over the pandemic, especially when there was mics that we were doing that no one else was doing, meaning we're just kind of progressing at a level where a lot of others were staying stagnant. And I think that's why our scene right now
is so strong.
Yeah, it seems very strong. And not even just like talent-wise, but even relationship-wise. Like we've built some strong ties in our scene.
There's a lot of, like, aside from kind of like my roommates, a lot of the people that I like just hang out with are comics.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. There's like 3.
Fuck, I just went disc golfing with you, like last week.
Exactly.
Just, like, people go out and like get meals and,
exactly.
Go and get drinks, play pool, whatever.
I I have like 2 or 3 friends that I see on a semi-regular basis. And that's very semi-regular. But other than that, it's been all of my comedian friends. I live with one of them now. I'll loosely call him a friend, I guess. But he's a comedian colleague.
He could possibly be Jesus.
Quite possibly. He might be.
For all we know.
You can follow Joe Johnson on Instagram at quite possibly Jesus. I think it's a terrible handle because he is. If there was ever an opposite of Jesus, some might call it the Antichrist. I think that would be Joe Johnson. I'm kidding.
Shout out Joe Johnson.
Shout out Joe. I hope you can hear me. You're on the stairs lurking. Freaking weirdo. Where were we?
Shows, scene, getting stronger.
Yes. And I agree. Yeah. I agree with the statement I made.
Yes.
Do you think since you came back, well, because you're still up in Traverse a lot still.
Yeah.
When where do you think you feel more comfortable doing comedy? Up in Traverse or down in GR?
Probably down here. I think I like to because really like the Traverse City scene, you know, like again things are like there's like the new club up there now,
right.
And like, you know, Studio Anatomy just came back, but like in regards to like mics, there's really just the one
at USS.
Yeah, Union Street Station every Tuesday at 8 p.m. in Traverse City.
Shout out Matthew Zarelli and
Jeremy West. But like that's I love performing there, especially like if I'm just like starting to like work out some like newer stuff because it's like, you know, it's an open mic, you never really know what's going to happen, but I feel really comfortable there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like I did my first set ever there and I love those guys and like I always feel comfortable there, but there's just way more mics down here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
there's more to play with.
Yeah. And yeah. So like in regards to comfortability, like I'll always feel comfortable up north, but there's just way more opportunity down here.
Yeah, way more places to feel uncomfortable too.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
which is definitely necessary. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations to see if you can handle it and to grow from it. If you can't handle it.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel that a lot. You're someone that likes to learn from almost every stage interaction. Like every time you hit the stage, you come off of it with a reflection or a revelation.
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm super proud of. No, I'm super I'm super adamant about as well though.
Yeah.
Because if you're not doing an open mic with a purpose or at least finding purpose in the mic afterward, what are you doing?
Yeah, dude.
You're just going up there to talk your shit, and in which case, yeah, that's fine. Cool. But just know that you're taking a spot from someone who's actually trying to work on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. And that's like I always like I always like get like this like with like artwork and shit too. I'm just like way too hard on myself like in life in general. But like when it comes to comedy, I always just like I just like never want to. Even like if I like write new jokes and have like a somewhat new set going, I'll like run like that new set and then like all of a sudden I feel like I always think of like the shelf life of a joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like how new is a new joke? Where it's like before like because like, you know, I don't know, could have like a joke that you're working on that's like brand new and then you say it for like a few weeks in a row and then all of a sudden like but that's what I'm saying, like is it still new, like you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it gets to I just like I always get hard on myself. I'm like I should have said this instead, this is too similar, like I like in regards to like switching up like the set list, you know.
Okay.
I try to like I want to like have it be like somewhat fresh or like pull back on maybe a joke that I haven't said in a while.
Now do you feel that even if you're going to a different room every week, like even if you like I know that we go to some of the same rooms here every week just because we're here in GR. But if you were at a room you haven't been in before, but still treating it as an open mic, like, do you also still feel that pressure to keep it up? And because some of it can also just be tightening down your set.
Yeah.
Like, and find if once you've found a format that fits, let me stick to that and see how it goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the same thing all the time too. I'm trying to figure out, like, all right, is this formation of the set better for it, or can I move some stuff around?
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't, with switching it up all the time, if we're not recording it every time, but with switching it up all the time, you can't even notice a pattern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's like what I've noticed now too. Like for like the past couple months, I've really like just been. I think it's definitely benefited me, but like I don't. I like write out a set list like before a mic, but like not bring it with me on stage. And, like, just try to like look at no notes at all. So that way, like that like. I might think of a joke to say that I didn't plan on saying instead, kind of thing.
Yeah, and you're not
it's more organic.
And you're not adhering completely to the list that you've like written down.
Where it's like, oh, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Whereas like really it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say that pressure's only put on you by yourself. Like the audience doesn't know what joke you're gonna tell next. And sometimes you do need that pressure because you're like, all right, no, this is the order I wanted to do it in.
Yeah, sometimes for specific.
Exactly. Yeah. And if this is the exercise that I'm going for, if this is the discipline that I'm trying to exercise tonight in this open mic set, then I should do it by the order that I want to do it.
Right.
But then we do get caught up a lot in just having fun.
Yeah.
And that's completely
fine. That's what comedy's for.
Exactly. You're supposed to
have fun.
It's hard to go up there and try to be disciplined in something that's a pretty undisciplined art form.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I just kind of like through like recently I kind of realized how to like string like jokes together better, I think too.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh,
even
shit.
on the fly.
Yeah, even like on the fly where it's like, like, okay, like I have, 4 jokes that revolve around like roommates, but they're not like specifically about roommates, but like roommate, the word roommate gets brought up once or twice in that bit, and then like I then have like a chunk just about roommates, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like that's been like cool to kind of like where it's like I can kind of like
you can
different
swing
categories.
Yeah, you can swing from it
easier,
and be
like,
cohesive.
How did I not see that sooner? But like that's just part. You just got to say the same shit so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before you realize, oh, there's a path here.
Yeah, dude.
And at least it's a path to somewhere that you've already forged, and it's not like, no, I know there's something more to this because we have that. I know there's something more to this, or it's making me think of something, but then to just go write a whole new bit of something that this could branch off of into.
Right.
It's a lot harder than to just, oh yeah, now I just need to write this little path to something I've already found and established. You know what I mean? I'm looking at like the comedy, like your comedy set or your comedy journal or journey basically as like a map. And like when you discover a new place or something on like a map, a game or something, like that part opens up, like the trees open up around that part, but the rest of the map, the rest of the map is still just like kind of covered in trees until you forage to it.
Chop down another one.
Exactly. You forage to it, and now that's a whole new civilization. Like that's where, if you think of it as a joke map, like that's where you can find those little bridges and tunnels to whatever joke establishment you have.
Or if maybe you're a comic in California, the woods that you're talking about is just fire.
It's just burning.
Just bombing.
I would think a forest fire would help this map. Because you're just like, oh, now I see all these places now.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I also like through like not like trying to like reference notes and stuff. I found that like for me at least like not like I mean, I care a lot about stand-up, but also, like, just, like, coming off as not caring as much.
Nonchalant.
Yeah, just being, like, super just, like, even if, like, I forgot something, like, just try not to, like, dwell on it. Just, like, move on to, like, something else, like, right away.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
That's something definitely we a lot of us get too caught up in showing our anxiety. Which sometimes you need. J. Michael Malone was a great person who a lot of the time showed his anxiety on the stage, and it worked so well for him.
A lot of times people loved it.
Yeah, it worked so well for him. But then other comics are like, I don't want to see this. He's just going to do a screamy thing again. I was like, no, that is such a great vehicle for what he's saying. Because if he just ranted on about these things or just said them in a tone like you and I are doing, no one would listen and it wouldn't be funny. But the way he hypes himself up over these just small, minute things.
Literally gets red in the face.
Yes, literally. And and then has to stop and take a breath and just pat his head. I miss you, Justin. Come back, please. But yeah, it's a nonchalance that helps a lot of us, where we can't one, exactly what you're saying is being too tied to the material or being tied to your notebook. It's caring too much about it.
It is, but again, you want to care.
Exactly.
But it's like, also too, like set lists sometimes can just, if it's just like a fucking open mic where it's a bunch of comics.
Yeah.
It's just like I might just try to jot down like really just a few things that like I just know I for sure want to say, and then just have like the rest try to piece together because it's a bunch of comics that have heard everything I've said before.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, going to an open... Anyways, I don't want to talk anymore about open mics.
So, I mean, yeah, this is what we do. This is
I know,
the raw shit.
I was going to say, we are just open micers. This is all we do.
At the end of the day, dude. So, like, but, like, that's the thing, though. That's, like... Yeah, we can talk about it for fucking ever because it's just, like,
It's what we're inundated with day in and day out.
And it's, like, I mean, we do it, sometimes 3-4 nights a week. You know
yeah, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a night.
Yeah, double or triple dip.
Which I'm going to try to tonight. Catch me at Detroit Shipping Company. But also, this is going to come out later. So,
but future viewers, I don't know what I was going to try to say. Just be there. You're not. Yeah. You're not seeing this right now, but you'll be there.
If you check it out, you'll see it.
Yeah. If you see it, you'll see it. That's what I just heard.
Yeah, we're going to go with a quick ad break right now. Here is your reminder to go to Paris Lounge every Thursday night at 9 o'clock for Comedy Night at Paris Lounge. I'll be your MC, probably. There may be a guest host in there. I don't think I have any Thursdays booked in November, but I do know November 6th, I will be at Ambrosia Theater, opening for...
Don't look at me.
Robert Jenkins, and Connor Mead is going to be there as well. She'll be featuring that night. I might be emceeing. I might just be doing a guest spot, but either way, I'm going to be there because I really wanted to get on that show with Robert Jenkins. So, check out Robert Jenkins and Connor Mead.
Yeah.
You got any shows coming up next month?
I haven't booked a lot yet. I have.
Me neither.
I haven't. It's still. I guess it's the end of the month now. But I think I might only have like 1 or 2 things booked. I think I might have actually double booked something that I gotta
fix.
Figure out.
Well, let me know if you need me to take it. I'll try.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. You should try to, if you haven't done that that Mount Crushmore presidential.
The one on Thursdays?
No, this is on
Saturdays.
It's at Saturday night, dude. And I was there the most recent one they did. Demented Peach. Shout out Demented Peach.
Yeah, Demented Peach open mic at Presidential Brewing.
Place is awesome.
Yeah.
Great beer, and like the crowd was like just engaged in every performer that went out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta love a great crowd too.
Dude, that's just like
they're hard to find sometimes.
Those are the shows that, like, where it's just like, if you have like a good show like that, it's like, oh yeah, this is why I'll eat shit another few times.
Exactly, because I'll be thinking too much about this.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I don't know, man. Like we were just talking about, but like, dude, I think, I draw and shit too. You know what I mean? But like, I think the creative process behind stand-up's like way harder, just because also like I've done art longer, you know what I mean? But like stand-up's just like there's way more. A joke you can work on a joke for like, you can technically work on a painting for a long time,
right?
Too,
and you can always find something to work on. But that's the tie that I like between the two. That's when I talk to other artists about creative processes. There's something that you'll see when it comes to putting out a product from both, and it's the perfectionism that goes behind it.
Yeah.
You're like, I know that there's always something I could change or try to make better about this, but it's a matter of, I think it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, dude. And like I said, a painting, like, you can't finish a joke and, like, you know, release it on, like a special or something like that. Or, I mean, if we're just open micers, we're probably going to say that joke for a very long time.
Right.
But, like,
I mean, even look at a special. A special had jokes that were on it that someone was telling for a really long time.
That Shane Gillis one, dude, that just came out. Like, I think I listened to him on a podcast, and he's like, yeah, that's literally everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my material.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it should be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how, like, Anthony Jeselnik, it takes like 2 to 3 years to write a special. Yeah. And the man he's working on his 5th hour of comedy right now.
It's a lot of hours,
especially when you look at the small, like the
God bless you.
Excuse me. So sorry, listeners. When you look at, like,
so sorry.
So sorry, listeners. When you look at, like, this, how compact his jokes are, and short. Like the economy of words that he exercises, like, it's awesome, but it's so much time that goes into writing those jokes. So many jokes have to be written.
Yeah, I heard him on. He said it before, but I think he used, like, Tom Segura as
Did you hear him on Whiskey Ginger this past week?
I started listening. I need to finish that.
It's a great one.
But he was Jeselnik was also, like, just one of my favorites. But he was talking about how, you know, I think it was him and Tom Segura. He's like, you know, your 2 stories are like 40 of my jokes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He had said
Santino?
Yeah, he was talking to Santino about the Segura thing, and anyways. But he had said, like, Tom Segura going to the dentist is like 20 minutes, maybe 25.
Uh-huh.
And then for Anthony, it's like a minute and a half, maybe, and then he's got to move on. Like a story that we could tell. Anthony just doesn't deal with those, and it's not just Anthony; it's other joke writers. That's what I'm saying. Like, people who don't tell stories. Mitch Hedberg was a great one-liner. Yeah. Like, there's people who tell stories. There's Bert Kreischer. There's Kate Kreischer. Shout out Kate Carmody. But
Matt Cook.
Yeah, Matt Cook. But I mean, Matt Cook has those quick setup punches too.
Just saying, he's like the He's our. Bert Kreischer. But
no, here's my thing. Matt is Tom, and Jared Hibbs is Bert.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't know it, look it up. Yeah. Matt Cook, Let's Have a Beer podcast, shout out. And Jared Hibbs, go check out Travelers Pub and Cafe.
I'll be there this upcoming Thursday.
There you go.
Depending on when this gets put out.
Well, that means it's up, but that means Travelers is every Thursday.
That's right.
We're just both pointing to the cameras. Hey, you hear that? All right, good. But yeah. Anyways, I like the variety in joke writing that we get to watch, like, on the big screens, like when it comes to Netflix and stuff like that. Yeah. When we see Anthony Jeselnik, Bert Kreischer, and Tom Segura, 3 straight white men, yay, but all writing very different jokes.
Yeah, dude, and it's crazy too.
Also, that wasn't supposed to be a super sarcastic yay. It was supposed to be an ironic, sarcastic yay. Anyways,
I think it's funny too because, like, you know, they're all 3 of those guys are technically. I think. Did Tom Segura move to Texas or no?
Yeah, now he is.
Did. Okay, but either way, like, those
they're all
guys,
LA comedians.
They're all LA comedians.
Yeah, store comedians. They're all working at the store.
Yep, exactly. And but like, I mean, like, Jeselnik is like more of. He's like a New York comic in LA.
Well, yeah, he's
got like like we were saying, like the short jokes.
Yeah,
like really,
he was big in the alt scene too. Yeah. That was the majority of it, or the majority of the difference. I mean,
right.
But I think him and Segura started around the same time.
Yeah, I think I remember. He was on Two Bears like
a while ago.
Recently,
yeah,
and I think that they were reminiscing about starting around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Likewise, you and I.
Yeah, dude.
And basically, Make It Spicy is our comedy store, and
I would say so.
I mean, it's definitely the number one to hang out. I'd say, if anything, though, the pub, like, Make It Spicy is our comedy store, but the hangout and just the hang in general is the Fulton Street Pub.
No doubt.
I hate it or love it.
You can. There's like certain. I guarantee, it doesn't matter what day of the week, what time it is. You can go in there, and there will probably be at least 2 comedians there.
Yes, at least, and one of them might be working.
But there's still 2.
But there's still there will be 8. There's I was gonna say for sure you will find one comedian in there at any given point during the day.
I went to the pub for like a karaoke night, like on a busy like Friday.
Mm-hmm. I wish I would have gone last night. Go on. So.
With my roommates. This was like a couple months ago, and it was a busy pub night. Like, I mean, like you were there. I'm like, there was like the whole scene was there. I'm like, yeah, there's like 30 comics here.
Yeah,
you know?
it's which is cool.
Yeah, like, it's like squat up.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I'm sure the music scene does that too, or where like, oh no, there's a couple bands or whatever. We're just hanging out after a show at a different pub, or a different bar. Now I call everything a pub because this is Ireland now.
Yeah.
I was just gonna try to do an accent and go into a bunch of pub talk.
That sounds kind of racist.
Yeah, probably. But not if you can't tell what the accent is. If you can't tell what the accent is, it's not racist. And I still don't know what accent I'm doing. But
say butt again like that.
But
yeah.
It is cool that we can have just like all of Grand Rapids comedians almost every other weekend, or at least in one gathering spot. It makes me sad because if they bomb the pub one night, we could lose Grand Rapids comedy forever.
Yeah.
Don't bomb it. Unless it's a Monday night, bombs are welcome. Oh, bum, bum, check out Monday Comedy Mania at Fulton Street Pub. It's a great name for it. I like it.
And you can watch it on Facebook Live.
Yes, just like Sunday Night Funnies tonight at 7:30 p.m. If you follow the Sunday Night Funnies page, you can watch that too. There's a competition happening, but you can see me in that competition November 7th.
Oh shit, that's right.
Because I just got my...
You got your date.
I got my date. I didn't want to do it on Halloween.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah, I was like, no, I have my son on Halloween.
They're also probably...
I would imagine
that be a crowd, but
I don't know.
There might not be because it's Halloween.
Exactly. And I don't know. As a parent, I was like, no, I can't schedule a show for Halloween knowingly when I have my son.
That's basically my son's birthday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's his second birthday. It's his third favorite holiday. Right after
Hanukkah's first.
No, right after Christmas and his birthday. I wish we were Jewish. He could care less.
Yeah.
That's
he doesn't
the thing.
pay rent though, so
that is true. Once again, my
son's a piece of shit.
No, once you make some money, you can call the religious shots around here. I do enjoy. I know the one thing that Mark Norman and I have in common. We just saw him last night. At Dr. Grins. Shout out Dr. Grins. One thing that Mark Norman and I have in common is our appreciation for Jews. We both are big fans of the Hebes and
the Hebes
and both wanna be Hebes.
I still think that your first album should be called Any Jew.
Any Jew.
You said that was actually a terrible idea.
I mean, probably for marketing.
For marketing purposes, but like that's a great inside joke.
Yeah, I mean, once again, for something I'm trying to sell, I don't know if we're going for inside jokes.
No, dude.
Oh, Dante last night said that he wanted to have an album called That's Not My Baby. And never once on the album have a joke that relates to it at all. Yeah, and so he goes, so every time, the whole time, they're going to be waiting for him to say it. And then it's like, they're like, when is he going to say it? That's not. And then at the very end, he'd be like, good night, that's not my baby. And I mean, I think that's a great idea. And I'm sorry, Dante, if you feel like I just stole your bit, we'll cut it right now. We'll cut this part of the episode.
You know that shit's going to stay in this podcast.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
Barely anything gets cut. Which cat made it in here? No, I think it's just outside the door.
I think that's someone meowing.
I think that's time to wrap it up.
Meow.
Meow. All right. Benny boy, 2 questions before we leave.
Yeah.
Who would you say are your biggest inspirations? First, since you said you were doing it first, drawing, and second, comedy.
For drawing, I would say I'm a huge I'm also a huge Batman fan. I
Mm-hmm.
love the comics. I love Batman. The animated series is great. Have you ever seen Batman?
Yeah.
Like the animated series of Batman. Bruce Timm is like the penciler, and like he did like a lot of like he's like really like a lot of that show came from him,
Right.
and he did like a lot of the storyboards and like his style. I've always loved his style and the style of that show. Also, I'll say one of my favorite, maybe not like inspirations for artwork, but just like one of my favorite artists. I actually did my senior like thesis,
Senior project
on. He's an artist named Joan Cornella. Follow him on. He's got like take like one of Justin Lick's jokes and put it into like artwork.
Yeah.
It's just really funny.
Yeah.
His characters are all like smiling and have the same expression, but they can be like, getting sawed in half or something.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really like, it's just cool. Like, it's so like, it looks like they're having such a good time, but it's so dark.
Okay.
So I would say Joan Cornella, just because his artwork's brilliant. And
That's a
his
great
mind is brilliant.
juxtaposition. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Bruce Timm, just because I love the animated series and his style so much.
Nice. And then comedy.
Comedy, I would say. I mean, we were talking about Justin. Like, I've always thought he was great. I think he's a great roaster.
I just watched Fire in the Maternity Ward again. Check it out on Netflix.
Yeah,
his last. I know.
So
I know.
funny.
His last. Hey, and while we're at it, why don't you check out the Justin Nick and Rosenthal Vanity Project, JRVP, Junior Vice President, available wherever you get podcasts go on.
Yes, but I've always just thought he was great. Like everything, like about like his stage personality, like his like movement, like he's just like he's fucking great. And then, dude, I love Andrew Schultz. He's like one of the fucking because the thing I like about Schultz, dude, he just like it's so like every single time like watch a clip, it's like this guy's having so much fun.
Yeah,
and it's like I'm like, because I have like some like darker jokes, but it's like I just want to like look like I'm having so much fun
exactly
when I'm like on stage, you know what I mean?
Right.
Those two are probably, I mean, I like a lot of others, but like I'd say, yeah, like those two for sure. And maybe I mean, dude, I've been really digging Shane Gillis recently, dude.
Same.
I've been like following.
That's been such a great special to watch.
His special's great, and just like his sketches.
Yeah,
and,
Gilly and Keeves.
Joe, like my buddy Joe Curtis, who you met up north, Shadow Joe.
His Instagram handle. Yeah.
He introduced me to like Shane Gillis like back, a little like once like the ISIS Toyota sketch came out.
Yeah,
that was when I was like, okay, I'm on board with this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's such a good sketch.
Dude, I've showed it to so many people. I'm like, just watch this one. That one and the Trump speed dating one are
the Uncle
best.
Daycare is one of my favorites
that one's great too. Yeah, that one's like a little like that one's like a short movie. That one's great.
That's
but
it's
yeah,
also good.
I'd say those are probably like some like my favorite comedians, like inspiration, and also just in general like right now. The list always changes, but like
Right.
Schultz and Justin Lick for sure, and then recently Shane Gillis.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're just about done,
Sick.
but I just realized we didn't talk about it at all, and I want to put it just like in the description, which you handle. Also, Ben handles our descriptions now.
Hell yeah.
I want them to know that we're going to talk about your ball cancer. So,
oh sure, yeah.
And maybe we can even just put this as a cold open, just us talking about your ball. Let's both say ball cancer. Hey.
Ball cancer.
Right, ball cancer.
Yeah.
So, now they've been waiting the whole episode to hear us talk about your ball cancer.
Yeah.
And we don't even really have to talk about it now.
Yeah.
Because we just did the baiting.
Yeah.
We just baited the ball cancer.
Exactly, dude. Just know that I can't jizz anymore, everybody.
Right. Well, you can. It just nothing comes out. And isn't that really the jizzing?
Yeah, you're right.
Because you can have
there's no fireworks.
Exactly.
That's
you can have an orgasm, but if no one's there to see it, did it really fall in the woods? Thank you guys so much for listening. I've been Hunter Miles. This has been my beautiful friend Ben Bradshaw.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
You can follow him on Instagram at the Brad Benshaw, and you can follow me on Instagram at _Hunter Miles. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at Where Is This Going Pod, and you can follow the podcast on Twitter at Where's This GoPo.
and jerk off with your roommates. Communal masturbation.
Communal masturbation is key. Secondly, if nothing comes out, I still think you came. And you know what? Glad you came. Glad you're here.
Fuck cancer, everybody.
Amen, brother.
Peace.
Good night.
Well done.
Hell yeah. Let me go.